Words of high praise tonight from some of Dick Clark's most notable fans, still coming to grips with his death at age 72. President Obama said Clark made us feel as young and optimistic as he was. Record executive Clive Davis called him a true pioneer. Ryan Seacrest called him a remarkable host. And tonight, a Cincinnati man who worked with him says Clark just may have saved rock and roll.
Now, this is a picture that we took at the WLW studios.
Jim LaBarbera's association with Dick Clark stretches back decades when he emceed the Caravan of Stars, a Clark roadshow experience that included the greats of rock and roll and those who were soon to be great.
And that's Diana Ross, and that's Flo Ballard and Mary Wilson.
So word of Clark's death today at age 82 hit LaBarbera the way it did many of us.
I was shocked because I thought Dick Clark was one of those guys who would live to be 100 years old.
Clark certainly seemed to be ageless. His looks barely changed through 30 years of American Bandstand.
Now, here's the star of our show, Dick Clark.
Followed by his many television and game shows to New Year's Rockin' Eve. Clark hated that they called him the world's oldest teenager, but LaBarbera says that very timeless, youthful, clean-cut image may have saved rock and roll.
So the grandmothers and moms and dads that didn't like rock and roll music, suddenly here's this clean-cut kid with this Princeton kind of haircut, good-looking guy, all-American boy, saying here's Chuck Berry, here's Fats Domino, here's Little Richard, and you know what? They bought into it.
And Clark also got them to buy into African-American acts on his show in a largely segregated country. It was Dick Clark Entrepreneur, but it was also Dick Clark fulfilling a dream.
I walked into a radio studio and saw Jimmy Durante and Gary Moore do a radio show, and I said, wow, what a great way to make a living.
So long. So long. For now, Dick Clark. So long.
Dick Clark is ever youthful. In fact, he is 82, was 82, not 72, as I said earlier. He leaves behind his wife and 3 children. There has been no announcement about his funeral, but clearly he touched a whole lot of people spanning multiple generations.
Pioneer, I mean, is really what he was. This is an icon of the music industry, and then he took it to so much more and a higher level with his entrepreneurship.
There is no adjective that you can apply to him that really is over the top.
You know, I was thinking about that as these flashes were coming in today. You know, all the different news organizations were saying that he had died, and all of them came up with different monikers for him. One was American Bandstand host, one was game show television personality, entrepreneur, all these things, and that was the kind of guy he was.
That wore many hats.
Yeah, for sure.
We are